This is the second episode of a three-part series that will be covering a weightlifting workout plan for beginners in order for them to take their first steps to becoming fit. Today's episode is centered around pull, which means it will be focusing on the muscles of the back and biceps. For back, start out with pull-ups since it requires the most effort and activates the most parts of your back. A lat pull-down can also be a good alternative, but I personally prefer pull-ups. To properly perform a pull-up, you first begin by dead hanging on a bar, and then you retract your scapula by pulling your shoulder blades down and puffing your chest out. And then you pull yourself up until your chin is above the bar and control the eccentric on the way down. That is 1 rep. Perform this for 3 sets of 6 to 12 reps with 1 rep in reserve and aiming to reach failure on the very last set. But if you cannot achieve that rep range, then perform assisted pull-ups. But if you can achieve more than 12 reps, begin doing weighted pull-ups. Next, we're going to follow up with a close grip seated cable row, which is a horizontal pulling motion compared to the pull-ups vertical pulling motion. When performing this exercise, you want to retract your scapula before every rep and then pull the weight towards you using little to no momentum. And then slowly control the weight on the eccentric back to the starting position. That is 1 rep. Repeat this for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 1 rep in reserve for each set, and I recommend reaching failure on the last set. Finally, to finish off back, we have the rear delt fly, which, as the name suggests, it targets your rear delts, which is a very undertrained muscle. When performing this exercise, you should maintain a slight bend in your elbow and don't retract your scapula, as that allows for maximum rear delt activation. And then simply pull your arms back as shown in the clip and control the eccentric back to the starting position. That is 1 rep. Perform this for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with about 1 rep in reserve for each set, and I recommend hitting failure on the last set. For biceps, you should begin with any form of curls that are performed with your arms in front of your body, as that targets the short head of your biceps. Some examples of that would be regular cable curls, regular barbell curls, preacher curls, or even easy bar curls. When performing all of those exercises, you want to keep your elbow in the same spot and do not use excessive momentum. You also want to use full range of motion, and you want to control the weight down on the eccentric. You want to perform those exercises for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps with 1 to 2 reps in reserve for each set, and you want to reach failure on the very last set. Then follow up with incline curls, which target the long head of your biceps. To perform this exercise, you first grab a bench and incline it down 1 notch, as seen in the clip. Then you grab your dumbbells and place them behind your body and curl all the way up, 1 arm at a time with a supinated grip. Control the eccentric and make sure your arms are behind your body at all times, and try to minimize elbow swing. Use full range of motion when performing this. Perform this exercise for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps for each arm with 1 rep in reserve for each set, and reaching failure on the very last set. Finally, we're going to finish off biceps with hammer curls, which are done with a neutral grip and primarily targets the brachialis of your biceps, which is what makes your arms appear wider. When performing this exercise, the fundamentals are basically the same as the previous 2 exercises. You want to use full range of motion and minimize the use of momentum with excessive swinging in your elbow. You want to perform this for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 1 rep in reserve for each set, and I would recommend reaching failure on the very last set. For forearms, we're going to start off with a reverse curl using an easy bar. This is extremely similar to a barbell curl, but you hold the bar in a pronated grip instead, meaning your hands over the bar. Grip the bar tightly and curl up, not allowing the bar to rotate. Then control the eccentric down to the starting position. That is 1 rep. When performing reps, try to minimize swinging and usage of momentum. Perform this exercise for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps with around 1 rep in reserve for each set, and reaching failure on the very last set. Then we're going to finish forearms off with wrist curls using an easy bar as well. To perform this exercise, you simply grab the bar behind your back in a pronated grip and curl the bar using only your wrist. During this exercise, you also want to grip the bar tightly and not allow it to rotate. You want to perform 3 sets of this for 15 to 20 reps, with around 1 to 2 reps in reserve for each set and reaching failure on the very last set. Those are all the exercises that I recommend beginners perform for pull. Good luck on pull day and get to lifting!